Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us for our 2:30 streaming show. I'm Jamie French. We're going to start off with a few headlines, and then we'll get you right over to Michael Fecca with your weather forecast. But starting here in Evansville, officials with the Evansville Water and Sewer Utility say they've been busy today. Teams have been out in the frigid weather working 15 active water main repairs across the city. They're asking drivers to give crews some space on the roads and to drive slowly around them. If you happen to spot a water main break that hasn't been fixed yet, you're asked to let the water department know, alert them to that problem. And if you are experiencing extremely low water pressure or no water at all, then you should head to EWSU's map on their website. It'll show you if your area is in a low pressure zone or under a boil advisory. It'll show you if you're impacted by one of these water main breaks. But of course, they're fixing that today out in the brutal cold temperatures, and we'll keep you updated on any major issues there. We have a pretty cool story now out of Evansville. We love to talk about our tri-state Olympian, Lily King, as Evansville native. She is needing your help. So the Evansville Regional Sports Commission has asked King to help find volunteers for 3 major swim and dive championships that are going to be coming to Evansville. These are some major competitions, and they need all hands on deck. So they're looking for companies, organizations, nonprofits, church groups, any small groups, or even just individual people who want to help out. If you would like to help out, we have some details over on 14news.com on how you can sign up. A lot goes into hosting 3 major collegiate championships, so they're just looking for some extra hands to help out there. All right, lastly, before I turn you over to Michael, you guys probably guessed it, and a lot of you probably know, but no school again tomorrow for most of the students across the tri-state. This does include the EVSC. It includes Warwick, Gibson, Davis, Owensboro, and Henderson. Meanwhile, many DuBois, Jasper, and Spencer County schools are opting for a 2-hour delay tomorrow. So they're going to try to make it back if they can, but we know those snow-covered streets and sidewalks really remain the biggest problem areas. We do have this full list. You can see it in our closing section. You can see all the delays and closures and time changes over on 14news.com. All right. Do not go anywhere. Like we have been saying for days now, we are still on alert. We've got some dangerous cold temperatures. And now Michael's even talking about possibility for more snow coming up this weekend. So stick around. He will give you your forecast right after the break.
Well, good afternoon. It's meteorologist Michael Fecca. Now on to the forecast portion of our afternoon streaming show. We're going to get started here with a look at our weather headlines. Well, we're tracking out another chance for a few more light snow showers here tonight and into tomorrow. And then after these snow showers pass, we'll have some bitter cold temperatures and those wind chills waking up Saturday morning, likely back down below 0. So we do have that cold weather advisory that has been issued for those colder temperatures headed into Friday night and into Saturday morning. And then it looks like we will start to warm up a little bit by the time we get into next week. We'll at least start to see temperatures back up into the 30s for the most part. So we should also start to see some more melting happening headed into next week. So that is all good news. But let's get into what's going on out there right now. As I mentioned, we do have that chance for a couple of more light snow showers headed into tonight and into tomorrow. It's all associated with this area of low pressure that's dropping in from the northwest. This is going to actually pass to our south, and again, it's not really going to produce a whole lot of issues here. It is just going to pick up on the chance for a couple of light snow showers. So we're seeing most of that hanging out to our north right now. So again, this will mostly move in later on tonight and into the overnight hours. We're not expecting much in the way of accumulation. I'll show you the snowfall projections here in a moment, but Looking at the timing of everything, we'll have some of those snow showers descend in from the north later on tonight and into early tomorrow morning, maybe waking up to a few lingering snow showers here over western Kentucky, but then we should start to dry out headed into Friday afternoon. But then we've got another chance for a few more flurries here as we head into Friday night. So again, not huge amounts of snow, nothing really too disruptive here over the next couple of days. It's just now that we have colder air descending in from the north again, each time we get another push of cold air, we'll see the chance for a few flurries or some light snow showers. So again, we'll see that potential tonight into early Friday morning, and then another chance for a few flurries there Friday evening. But you can see here most of us picking up less than an inch, if that. We're looking at mostly just a dusting up to an inch in a few isolated spots. So not a whole problem here, pretty much a drop in the bucket compared to what we were dealing with just this past weekend. However, it is just enough snow to cover up some of those sidewalks and roads. And of course, you're going to have to clean off your car again, unfortunately, because the temperatures are well below freezing. So anything that falls will eventually stick. So just enough to cause more of a headache than what we're already dealing with. But here's a look at that forecast tonight. Outside of the spotty snow showers, we'll have wind chills back down into the single digits above zero, with our actual air temperatures dropping down into the lower teens. And headed into tomorrow, we'll warm back up into the lower 20s, mostly cloudy skies. Again, a few spotty snow showers hanging around over western Kentucky, possibly early tomorrow morning, but then mostly dry through the afternoon before a few more flurries there for Friday night. But here's a look at the cold advisory. So this was actually just issued earlier this afternoon around 1 o'clock. This cold weather advisory is in effect through Saturday afternoon. Here it includes pretty much all of the tri-state, and that is for those cold wind chills we'll be experiencing mostly throughout the day on Saturday. But we remain on alert here through Sunday morning, because I still think it's going to be very, very cold waking up Sunday morning, so I want you to be aware of that. But as we head through the weekend, it should be mostly dry, just bitter cold out there. So here's a look at some of those wind chill values, dropping down as low as -10 in a few spots across the tri-state, waking up Saturday morning, and then back down into the single digits below zero for Sunday morning, just not quite as cold as it is going to be on Saturday. And then it should start to feel better out there through Sunday afternoon, and especially by the time we get into the start of next week. So a couple more days here. We've got to bundle up like Eskimos. We've got 3 layers on the top, 2 on the bottom. I've gone over this a million times. You guys know what to do. You make sure you've got your boots, your gloves, your hat, your scarf, and a nice warm hat to make sure your guys are all warm. And now looking at the temperature trend here, so while we'll be dropping back down into the teens for our highs on Saturday, we'll eventually warm back up into the 30s and above freezing for the start of next week. So headed into Monday, temperatures will be topping out at around 34 degrees, and the warmest day next week, 36 on Tuesday. That's going to feel like a heat wave compared to what we've been dealing with right now. And then we do have the chance for maybe some mixing as we go into Wednesday. So a mix of rain and snow showers possible by the middle of next week. As of right now, that system doesn't look overly impressive. I can show you what that looks like here on our European model. We'll start it out tonight into tomorrow. We've got some of those snow showers moving through the tri-state, but that's associated with this area of low pressure that's passing well to our south. And this low is eventually going to turn into that potential for a big snowstorm, especially across portions of the Carolinas and the mid-Atlantic. But it does look like it swings out far enough to see where it leaves most of the I-95 corridor unscathed. But as we head into this weekend, behind that system, colder air moves in, and then we've got another cold front that'll pop in here on Monday. It may bring in the chance for a few flurries, but it looks like it'll stay mostly dry there. And then here's that chance for a mix of rain and snow as we head into Tuesday night into Wednesday. Again, a very weak area of low pressure at this point in time. Doesn't look like it would produce a whole lot, maybe just enough to cause, again, some travel hazards with any sort of mixing and slick spots, but it doesn't look like a huge snowstorm at this point in time. In fact, the European model is on the colder side. The GFS actually has us just staying all rain. So we'll just have to wait and see over the next couple of days how that storm trends. But as of right now, it doesn't seem to be a huge deal. Now, looking ahead at our temperature trends as we head into the beginning of February, it looks like we're still going to stay on the slightly colder than average side, but again, we will start to warm back up. We've been dealing with temperatures way, way, way below average for the last couple of weeks, pretty much, or the last week and a half. So that should start to feel a little bit better here towards the beginning of February. And then it looks like as we head into the first couple of weeks of February, we should stay on the drier side as well, maybe not seeing anything too major moving through in that first week. So that is good news. Let me actually go ahead and fix this 7-day for you because with all these alert days, it gets all messed up sometimes. But that is, here is the correct 7-day for you. So again, we're on alert here through Sunday morning. We've got that cold temperatures for the most part this weekend. Then we've got that chance for some snow showers tonight and into tomorrow. Again, not expecting much in the way of accumulation, perhaps a dusting to an inch possible in some spots. So just enough to where you're going to have to clean off your cars or maybe scrape off your steps once more. But let me go ahead and check out some of these comments very quickly before I have to get out here. Let's see. Or maybe scrape off. Okay. So I'm not seeing too many comments, but Cindy says she's so glad that there is a warm-up. She's talking about the 30s headed our way for next week. But that's all I've got here for the streaming show. I'm going to hop off the live stream, and I'll send you guys over to 14 News at 4, 5, and 6 for all the latest news and weather headlines. And then, of course, we'll be right back here on streaming at 9 o'clock tonight for our weather show, and then back on air at 10 p.m. So you don't want to miss anything. Until then, everybody, have a great rest of your day, and stay warm.